What's going on, guys? We're going to do a little training video. I'm going to teach you guys how to look for some entries, where to take profit, do a little supply and demand training. So what we're going to be using here is NVIDIA's chart. Now we're looking at the 5-minute time frame, and I want you to kind of go back to the left here. If we kind of look at NVIDIA's highs from Friday, I drew this supply zone here on Friday at Friday's highs, which is now actually a demand zone. We've got our new supply zone here at the recent highs, that 290 to 291 kind of range. You can see where we've come into this supply zone, kind of briefly tagged it, and now pulling back into the 20 SMA. So what we would be looking for, okay, so obviously this price action here is going to be from this morning. This is today's price action. Today is the 8th. It's currently 10:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. So our very, very obvious kind of breakout spot is over Friday's highs, right? So if we look at Friday's highs here, we look at that price of 287.50s, what we would be looking for here is a break through Friday's highs. Now, once we get that breakthrough Friday's highs, what we're going to want to wait for is that candle to close, and then we're looking for another candle to take out those highs. Okay, so if our breakout pivot is going to be 287.50, what we need to see have happen here is at 8:05 in the morning, we need it to break. We need to put in that new high. Okay, and then what we need to do from there, 287.89 now becomes our entry. When we break this price, we want to go ahead and get long. You can see briefly for 15 minutes we did pull back. You would have had to endure 15 minutes of drawdown. Again, you're trading over the 5-minute 200 SMA. You're trading over the 20 SMA. The 20 SMA power trend kind of moving average here is inclining, so there's no need to kind of get shaken out of this 15 minutes of pullback here unless we were to close below the 20 SMA. So as we pull back for 15 minutes here, we then get this nice engulfing green candle that puts in a new high. And what do I like to say? If you want to boost your win rate and you want to boost the amount of profits that you're taking and be more consistent, we're looking for 2 to 3 candles higher. So we want to start taking profits every 2 to 3 pushes above our entry. So if our entry was 287.89, we're looking for a new candle to close higher than that, which we get here at 288.38, and then we get the next one at 289, and then we get the third one here at 289.30. So you can see you're looking at around a 50-cent sort of gain there. Then we do pull back for about 45 minutes, 30 minutes worth of lunch hour New York session here into the 20 SMA, and then we put in a new high here at around 289.75. Ultimately here, if you did sit through this drawdown and you didn't take that 60-cent kind of profit and you wait for it to backtest this 20 SMA here, you would have been selling your profits at around 289.70s, which is around $1 worth of room. Now again, NVIDIA is only up $2.64 on the day. This entry gave you this setup gave you a perfect entry for $1 move. So if the overall stock is up $2.50 on the day, we were actually able to capture almost half of that on a near perfect setup, trading supply and demand, basically running off of the previous day's high. Now, there was a little bit of an earlier entry prior to that if you were not looking to play the breakout. Some people don't like to play breakouts because they feel that they fail after you put in a new high. It just kind of gives it all back. So if we look at where we started off today on NVIDIA, a little bit of choppiness action here. We did lose the 20 and the 200 SMA. However, there was no short position on NVIDIA. If you look at the candle that closed below the 20 and the 200 SMA, and if you just actually put a price level line down there, 283.47 would have been your pivot. So in order for us to get long, we would have needed to break 283.47 to the downside, put in a new low, and then confirm that. That never happened, so there is no short position on the table. You can see we quickly bounced back up into the 220 SMA, trickled around here, but this entry here at 7:40 a.m. Pacific Standard Time provided a fantastic early entry here. You can see that once we came down and tagged the 283.40s, we bounced into supply, back tested, a little bit of a double bottom here. This would have been a great area for some of you guys who like to bounce off those bottom demand zones. Again, a little risky because if we did break down through 283.40s, you would have lost very quickly. If you wanted to wait for a little bit more confirmation, 7:40 a.m. we closed not only back over the 20 and the 200, but if you put a price level here Okay, at this high, this becomes your pivot now, 285.68, and the next candle absolutely destroys it into Friday's high. So from 285.68 all the way up to 287 is over $1 worth of room there. So 285.68, 286.68 would have been $1. We moved all the way up in 5 minutes to around 287, which is $1 and some change. You could have very well there at that point in time taking your dollar profit and kind of moved along. Remember what I said, if you want to make more money, it's about increasing your position sizing. It's not about holding for that overall extended move. Now, if you did say, for example, take 5 contracts and let's say you locked in half of those contracts, let's say you sold 3 and you're going to hold some runners until we break and close below the 20 SMA, you would still currently be in this trade trading at around 289 from an entry point of 285.68. Even with slippage, let's call it 286. You're still up $3 on the day. This is a fantastic home run trade. You should be locking in those gains. You should be getting off of the charts, and you should be celebrating your day's win today. Again, that's how you can kind of play some supply and demand. If you guys want to trade with me, you guys want access to the Discord, that link is down in the description box below. If you want a little bit more and you want some strategy help, you want to look over my full strategy, you want to get access to one-on-one coaching and mentorship, make sure to join evolutiontraders.com. That link is also down in the description box below. You're going to also see potentially in the video here break the day's high. So if we do break the day's highs, we do have room up to around 290.60. So again, just kind of keep that in mind. Anything over 290.60s can definitely test the all-time highs. But again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.